How Do We Measure Matter by Lynn Pepys. What is matter? Matter is everything around us. Matter is anything that takes up space. All matter has mass. Mass is the amount of material or particles in matter. You measure matter to find out more about it. All matter can be sorted into solids, liquids, and gases. Matter can be a solid, such as earth. It can be a liquid, such as a lake. It can also be a gas, such as the air we breathe. What do you think? Identify the states of matter in each picture on this page and the opposite page. Which picture shows all three states of matter? Properties of matter that we measure. Solids, liquids, and gases have different properties. A property is a feature that something has. Properties help us describe, compare, and measure different types of matter. Air is a gas. This outdoor thermometer tells you the temperature of the air outside. The temperature outside tells you what you need to wear. For any solid, liquid, or gas, you can measure its weight and its mass, or the amount of material in it. You can also measure temperature and volume, which is the amount of space something takes up. For a solid, you can also measure its size to find its height, width, or depth. Water and honey are liquids. They both can be poured. Water is thin and slippery. It pours quickly. Honey is thick and gooey. It pours slowly. The thick, thin, slippery, and gooey are properties. How fast a liquid pours is a property too. Measuring and collecting data. There are different ways to measure matter. One way is to compare two things to each other. Numbers can also be used to show an amount. The measurements you collect are called data. Measuring up. You can measure with tools such as a ruler. A measuring tool gives an amount to something that people everywhere can understand. If you do not have a measuring tool, you can also measure matter using everyday things. It will not give you an exact measure, but it will give you an idea of how big or heavy something is. What do you think? Which measuring tool, the banana or the ruler, will tell your online friend in Mexico how tall your cat really is? The cat is 6 bananas, or about 10 inches, 25 centimeters, tall. He is taller and she is shorter. Comparing is a way to measure matter. Units of measure. Almost every country in the world uses the metric system to measure amounts. The metric system uses meters to measure the size of a solid. It uses liters to measure the volume of liquids. Mass and weight is measured in grams. Temperatures are measured in degrees Celsius. The U.S. customary system. The U.S. customary system is used by people living in the United States to measure matter. This system measures the size of a solid in inches and feet. It uses ounces, cups, and gallons to measure the volume of liquids. Mass is measured in ounces and pounds. Temperatures are measured in degrees Fahrenheit. Measuring temperature. A thermometer is a tool that measures the temperature of different types of matter. Temperature is measured in degrees. Sometimes you will see a temperature recorded like this: 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 degrees Celsius. The small circle after the number is a symbol that means degree. The F means Fahrenheit and the C means Celsius. Some thermometers have arrows that point to the measurement of the temperature. Some have red or black liquid that rises or falls inside a thin tube to the correct amount of degrees. Digital thermometers show numbers only. Different thermometers. An outdoor thermometer measures the temperature of the air. You can tell by the temperature how to dress for the day. Do you have a fever? A thermometer placed under your tongue tells an adult what temperature your body is. If your body temperature is higher than 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius, then you are sick. When the temperature of the air outside goes down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius, water in the air turns to ice. This means it will snow. What do you think? Match the temperature to the outdoor activity. Measuring volume. Volume is the measurement of how much space matter takes up. Liquids and some solids, such as sugar, can be poured and measured into measuring cups. Graduated cylinders and beakers are other tools that show how much space a liquid or solid takes up. Lines of measurement on each tool give number values for volume in ounces or cups, or milliliters, or gallons or liters. Tools for measuring volume are see-through. That way you can see the matter inside the container, as well as the numbers on the outside of it. You read the number at the very top of the matter to find the amount of volume or matter inside. The volume of liquid in some solids is usually measured in ounces or liters. The volume of gases in some solids can be found by liquid displacement. Displacement is the amount of liquid that is pushed out of the way when a solid or gas is pushed down into the liquid. The volume of this orange slice can be found by measuring the amount of water it splashes out of the full bowl of water. What do you think? The number value on a bottle or carton of juice tells you the volume, or how much liquid, each container holds. Which of these two containers hold more volume? Hint, the letter OZ means ounces, and the letter L means liter. Measuring mass. Mass is the amount of matter in an object. All matter has mass, even a gas such as air. A heavy object has more mass than a light object. A balance is a tool that can measure an object's mass and compare the mass between two objects. You can measure mass using mass places, which are objects for which you know the weight. On this balance, the piggy bank is on one side and the mass piece is on the other. You must keep adding more mass pieces until the two sides are level, or even. The amount of mass in the piggy bank will be the same as the total weight of the mass pieces. Both the mass and weight of an object are measured in ounces and pounds, or grams and kilograms. A scale is a tool that measures weight. It tells us how heavy or light things are. When you place an object in or on the scale, it gives you a number value for what the object weighs. What do you think? Look at the objects being compared on this balance. The apple is smaller than the beach ball, but it has more mass. Why do you think that? Measuring size. A ruler is a measuring tool that measures the size of an object. Lines on a ruler show how many inches something is. Metric rulers have lines that show centimeters instead. Some rulers show inches on one side and centimeters on the other. A tape measure is longer than a ruler. It measures shapes, such as your waist, that cannot be measured with a straight-edged ruler. Solid matter has its own shape. You can measure how tall, wide, or long a solid is. A liquid or gas does not have its own shape. Both change to fit the container that they are in. You cannot measure the size of a liquid or gas. A yardstick is 3 feet long. A meter stick is about the same size, but it has centimeters instead of inches. What do you think? Choose 3 friends or family members. Guess the length of everyone's foot from the tip of the big toe to the back of the heel. Now measure all 3 with a tape measure or ruler. Whose feet are the longest? Whose feet are the shortest? Did you guess correctly? Show your data on a graph. Scientists record data such as measurements using charts and graphs. Charts and graphs help organize information and make it easy for others to understand. For example, the chart below shows the height of a child at different ages. A line graph is used to show how something changes over a short or long period of time. For example, this line graph shows the height of a child over 8 years. What are graphs? Graphs present data using pictures, numbers, bars, lines, or dots. Graphs help people understand data and answer questions. The information recorded in the chart can be used to create a graph. Different types of graphs are used to present different types of data. A bar graph is used to show how things compare. The bar graph shows the mass of different objects in the classroom. Reading a graph. The bar graph shows the temperature of the air in different locations. Use the information from the graph to answer the questions. What do you think? Number 1. Where is the temperature the highest? Why do you think this is? Number 2. Where is the best place to go when you are feeling too warm? Number 3. Find the difference between the highest temperature and the lowest temperature. Hint, use your math skills. Now you try. Recreate this graph using temperatures measured in Celsius.